Okay. Hi, everybody. Let's jump right into the interview. Hello, ChatGPT. How are you? Come on, you can do it. Why is it not speaking? I'm trying to get it to speak out loud. There it is.
Hello, I'm ready to help. How about you? What's on your mind today?
Okay. Let's start with an easy question. I'm going to be dropping these questions into the chat so that you can, if you wanted to, check my wording or even put it in yourself. So this is the first question. And right, I was doing the microphone, not the speaker. Okay. Do slot machines have different odds in different areas of the casino?
Yes, slot machines can have different odds depending on their location on the casino floor. Casinos may place machines with higher payout percentages in high traffic areas near entrances or walkways to attract players by showcasing frequent wins. Conversely, machines in less visible or quieter areas might have lower payout rates. This strategy is used to maximize player engagement and casino profits. However, payout percentages are set by the machine's software and regulated by gaming commissions, so they can't be changed on the fly. While location can be a factor, it's not a guarantee of better odds. Slot outcomes remain random and based on a machine's programmed return to player RTP rate.
Okay, so what does that mean? That means that my location strategy is legit, right? It's ChatGPT has confirmed my slot machine location strategy is entirely legit. Okay, let's move on with another question. And hi, Steve and Magpie, and also Roulette War. I guess this is his name or her name. Okay, in 50 words or less, and again, I will drop that into the chat, please explain randomness.
Randomness is the lack of pattern or predictability in events. In a truly random process, each outcome is independent and cannot be predicted based on past results. For example, flipping a fair coin has two possible outcomes, heads or tails, and each flip has an equal chance regardless of previous flips. Randomness plays a key role in statistics, probability, and games of chance. In technology, computers use algorithms to simulate randomness, called pseudo-randomness, because they follow programmed instructions. While these simulations can appear random, they are ultimately determined by initial inputs or seeds. True randomness, like radioactive decay or atmospheric noise, comes from natural processes.
Okay. Just want to start there. Let's ask another question about randomness just to kind of dig in just a little bit. I'll put that here. Well, ChatGPT thinks about that. I'll drop it into the chat. And you can see why I limit it to like a minute's worth of talking.
Yes, there are different types of random distributions, each describing how probabilities are spread across outcomes. The most common include 1. Uniform distribution. Every outcome has an equal chance, e.g. rolling a fair die. 2. Normal distribution. Also known as the bell curve, most values cluster around the mean, with fewer at the extremes, e.g. Heights test scores. 3. Binomial distribution describes outcomes of repeated yes-no trials, e.g. flipping a coin multiple times. 4. Poisson distribution models the number of events happening in a fixed interval of time or space, e.g. calls per hour at a call center. 5. Exponential distribution, often used for modeling the time between events, time between arrivals at a service point. These distributions help model randomness in real-world scenarios and are foundational in statistics and probability theory.
Okay. Now, this is the question that I wanted to get to with all of that, which is related to slots. So I'll drop it in here while ChatGPT thinks about it. And here we go.
Yes, changing a random distribution can still result in the same theoretical payout percentage as long as the average return over time, the expected value, remains constant. For example, a slot machine might pay out 95% over time. One version might give small, frequent wins, a low variance distribution, while another offers rare, large jackpots, a high variance distribution. Despite these differences in how the payouts are distributed, both can maintain the same 95% payout rate. So while the player experience in terms of volatility and excitement may change, the theoretical payout percentage does not have to.
I really want to talk about this. This is only my fifth question of ChatGPT, and already my location strategy was proven true. Plus now, so is my 5-spin winning strategy. I recall explaining this to Brantley 3 years ago when he called to ask if I'd be his co-host on his brand new YouTube channel, and he asked this question. So that position was taken by Mark after I turned it down for cause. Anyway, Brantley knows why the 5-spin method does indeed work. As it just explained, I know he does because I explained it to him 3 years ago. Maybe I should have accepted his co-host offer and worked my fact-finding, truth-seeking mission from within his company. Anyway, I had my own YouTube channel, a popular podcast, 59 Facebook groups, and online courses to continually improve. So I did that instead. Yesterday, Sabi commented, so I went to one day ago, he said, so I went to the casino today, took your advice, 5-spin method, walked in with $200, wound up with $2,000. Then I got greedy and lost the whole $2,000. But because I had your advice in mind, I won. No BS. I jumped from machine to machine after I won. One machine gave me $1,500 and another gave me $500. Thank you, man. You're welcome, Sabi. But next, let's work on keeping your winnings, which is 5 times harder than getting the winnings in the first place. To which he replied, baby steps, man, baby steps. Glad I found your channel. You're the best, man. So this live stream is your opportunity to ask questions about slots. I start with a topic inspired by your questions, comments, and conversations. And if you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask now. I talk about today's topic for a bit longer, my interview with ChatGPT, and then start answering your questions. Feel free to jump in. I do want you to ask questions that I can ask ChatGPT. Let's just see where this goes for as long as we can. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask now. I'll talk about today's topic for a bit longer, then start answering your questions. Be sure to like this live stream. And I'd like to ask you to do an experiment. I'd like to ask you to help me do an experiment. So please like this live stream. But do more than that. I want to see something that happens. I am going to press the like button on my end, and I'm going to hold it down. Come on. You see what's happening? Anyway, yeah, more doing it. Yay. I just thought it was kind of cute. I learned it recently. One of you actually showed me. I don't know who, but somebody in the live stream did it the other day. And I'm like, 70 likes in like 3 seconds. What was that? So I thought that was cool. Something that I learned only last night is that ChatGPT limits the number of questions you can ask. The number of questions depends on the plan you're using, server load, how quickly you ask questions, and the complexity of those questions. Complex questions are initially answered with good question. If I'd known about this limitation, I would have used another AI for today's interview, but it was unexpected. On the other hand, X is down again for many users, so picking Grok could have been a disaster. Perhaps I will conduct another interview with Meta AI, the product of Facebook. They don't have a limit on number of questions. We'll see how you respond to this email to see if I do that again. I'm not a big fan of AI as much as I'm a science fiction fantasy guy. It's just something that I feel like is, well, by spending my time to train an AI, and I'll have a question in a moment that shows you how you can train AIs. Trying to train an AI seems like a waste. I'd rather help you learn to research your answers. Do your research. However, if you need help, consider consulting a research scientist like me. ChatGPT, while impressive, has several limitations. It lacks common sense, real-time web access, and a deep understanding of complex topics or nuanced language. It can also generate biased, inaccurate, or even offensive responses and struggles with complex mathematical problems or inferential reasoning. Additionally, it can't cite sources, express emotions, or participate in non-textual communication. This makes it seem inhuman. But let's return to the interrogation anyway for as long as it lasts. I mean interview. So the next question I'll drop into the chat for you is, and keep asking those questions. We'll get to those. I don't want to hit my limit before I ask the ones I think you might be interested in. So in 150 words or fewer, can casinos change slot machines' odds remotely? And it's answering. And let's go.
In most modern casinos, slot machine odds can be changed remotely, but it depends on the jurisdiction and the technology used. Some newer machines are part of a networked system that allows remote updates to game settings, including payout percentages. However, strict regulations often require approval from gaming commissions, logging of changes, and sometimes a delay before updates take effect. This ensures fairness and transparency. In many places, changes can't be made while the machine is in use, and players must be notified that a change has occurred. Older machines still require a physical visit to change a computer chip, EEPROM. So while remote change is technologically possible, they are tightly controlled to prevent manipulation and protect players.
So if you think so what ChatGPT is saying, what I've said, if you think a slot tech is running into the back room after seeing you win and making a change, there's a couple reasons they can't. One of them is you're active on the machine, and that's not allowed. But there's other things here about the older machines, physical visit to the slot machine. How many older machines do you have? I mean, I went to the casino recently after, not being around, going very often, not going for like 15 months. And it's all modern. There's a couple of old machines, like 5 out of 2,000. So it doesn't, that's how they used to all be the older machines, right? And now it is not. So yes, slot machine odds can be changed remotely, but it depends on the jurisdiction and technology used. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. It just told us everything that I say about different times works. It isn't changing it at that time. It changed it earlier and scheduled it, got approvals, and then when Friday at 6:00 came around, as they know from all these visits, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, as they know, as I saw at Firekeepers in Michigan, this is, when they, got approval 2 weeks before. They know what Fridays are like. They might not know what the weather is like, and that matters, but they know what Fridays are like, so they implement their plan. Yeah. I don't know what to say. People say this is not possible, and it's like it's right there. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. See how many questions I get. Last night when I was doing this, Just checking a few things. Wanted to see if there's a question coming up. This next question, I asked this the other day, and then it was wrong, so I asked another question, and then it fixed it, which is what I noticed last night. But that's also when I found out I got. Here we go. That's when I found out last night that I only get a limited number of questions, and apparently, I am quite asking hard questions. So I got 15 questions, maybe.
Yes, some US casinos publish hand pay jackpots, particularly when required by state regulations. For instance, the New Jersey Division of Gaming Enforcement releases detailed reports of slot machine jackpots exceeding $40,000 won in Atlantic City casinos. These reports include information such as the game title, manufacturer, denomination, and payout amount. However, in most states, individual casinos are not obligated to publicly disclose hand pay jackpots. While casinos must report winnings over $1,200 to the IRS and maintain internal records, they typically do not make this information available to the public unless mandated by local gaming authorities. Therefore, unless you're in a jurisdiction like New Jersey with specific disclosure requirements, it's uncommon for US casinos to publish hand-paid jackpot details.
Okay, let us proceed to look at, and where is that? I'm looking for this here. Oh, yes. Let's look at Kashada. The first time I asked this question, oh, look, hand pay data. Miles and miles of hand pay data. What is there? Currently listing 100 per page, 30 pages, 45 pages, 60 pages, 73 pages, 7,300 hand pays in the last 30 days. They drop off a day and add a day and only have the last 30 days. I have, over 2 years of this because I copy this, put it into a spreadsheet, copy it, put it into a spreadsheet, and I have that data. So go collect this data. In Slots Labs, my course, I explain how to use it, how to use this data. It's under progressive must hit buys here, where it can be used anywhere, not just in Louisiana. About a third of the hand pays are on progressives. And so a third of my 165,000 hand pay data line items is progressive jackpots. And you can use all that data for progressive jackpot at your casino. Yeah. Right. So this is the curriculum for the course. We've already finished Welcome. This is just get to know everybody. Foundation course, which is these are the topics. There's a video diving in. Then your first assignments. There's a quiz to get things going from my prerequisite course, which I give you for free with Slots Labs. And then there's also a topic called Learning with Winnings. This foundation is to get us all on the same page. It would be scheduled for, I love those hearts popping up. I don't think it helps YouTube. The first one does, but not the rest. But I think it's cute. So the first topic is this, but you'll notice that it says leaving with winnings. That's first or second time I offered this course. The feedback that I got was when you talk about walk away session 3, we need you to talk about that every week. Give us homework every week on leaving with winnings because it's 5 times harder. Okay, one topic on each of these. And then if walking away is 5 times harder, then I'll give you it each time. So we'll go 6 different lessons on that. I think it helps people, which is the whole point. Okay, let's get back to the questions. So when I ask this data, every time I ask this question, it changes, even from last night. When I first asked ChatGPT this question a few days ago, it replied no and explained its reasoning. Essentially, it would be illegal to do any such thing. But then I asked, please check the Cachada Casino in Louisiana, the data that I just showed you. And now it says yes. But last night when I was checking this, it said yes, there's one. And now it's talking about the New Jersey posting of jackpots over $40,000, but it doesn't give the time, doesn't give other useful information, all the information that Kashada provides. So what I want to do, and would you like me to teach it about another casino that could also provide hand pay, that also provides hand pay information? Let's see if I can do it again. And I'll put that into Len, this is me asking that question for you, but I'm suggesting the answer because that's what you got to do. Please check the Hialeah Park Casino in Florida. Okay. Sorry. I'm reading the answer.
Hialeah Park Casino in Florida does not publicly disclose individual hand pay jackpot winners. However, they do provide real-time updates on current progressive jackpot amounts for various slot machines on their website, including games like Dragon Link, Royal Reels, and Liberty Sevens. Additionally, the casino shares aggregate jackpot payout information on their social media platforms. For instance, they recently announced that over $6.3 million in jackpots were paid out in April. While individual hand pay details aren't published, these updates offer insight into the casino's overall jackpot activity.
Yeah, but they made 100 million. So there's a couple of details. I've already mentioned one about this answer, which is wrong, or misleading with the $6.3 million in jackpots. Oh, that's a lot. Well, compared to how much they won, how much they made, not so much. 60 is 10%, so 60 million is what they made. Anyway, the other part about real-time updates on current progressive jackpots, two problems with that. It's a day old. Updates, and it's not the current progressive jackpot amounts because somebody won that progressive jackpot amount. So it's done. It's not there. And this is uploaded daily. You can go to Hialeah Park Casino, go under the casino tab, and it talks about jackpots. I think you'll be fine finding that on your own. I have one more question, and then I'll switch over to your questions. And let me drop that in here. Sorry, somebody said ChatGPT responses may need validation. Validation, verification, quality checks. Yes, there's several things need to be done there. What is the difference between a slot machine's theoretical payout percentage and its return to player? No, did I do that one? I think I did that one. What is the difference? Oh, no, I did. What is the difference between a slot machine's theoretical payout percentage and its return to player percentage? George, I had seen this kind of be a very confused answer, but maybe because I asked it, it is now a better answer. And we should go back and ask it if there's any casinos that have that information, because we have taught ChatGPT during this. Well, when I ask your questions, we'll teach it more. It's just been my questions so far, so you're welcome. Anyway.
The theoretical payout percentage and the return to player RTP percentage are closely related terms, but they differ slightly in context. Theoretical payout percentage is a value set by the game developer or casino representing the expected long-term return to players over millions of spins. It's a built-in design specification like 95%, meaning the machine is programmed to return $95 for every $100 wagered. In theory, return to player RTP percentage is often used interchangeably, but sometimes refers to the actual observed return over time based on real gameplay data. This can vary in the short term due to randomness, but should approach the theoretical payout with enough volume. In essence, theoretical payout equals what the game should pay out over time. RTP, what the game has paid out in practice. Casinos often use RTP to describe the machine's expected behavior, but it's based on the underlying theoretical percentage.
So this was not the answer I got a couple of days ago. It's much better. It's accurate. So, it's great that it's doing this. Again, some of the questions I'm asking, I think it makes it think a little bit more about stuff, research a little bit more about stuff. And so when I ask again later, we get a better answer. Partly because I'm asking definite things. I want to send a thank you out to Who Done It and Why. Appreciate your donation. Missouri. Chuck, one of my moderators, is from Missouri. My other moderator, who is not here today, Paula, is visiting friends in Missouri. But thank you for your donation. I very much appreciate it. And Robe, as always, thank you for your donation. Very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go through some questions, see how many more we can kind of get into in here. Dude Mac says, what about player card affecting payback? I would say that it already answered that. We could ask a question and it might be like, well, explain payback and explain player's card and etc. But it already said, well, did it? So this is the question. So I'll say, does players cards affect payback? And I'll put that question so you know precisely what I'm asking into the chat, and let's find out what it says. We're off the cuff now. Off the cuff now. Yeah, this is what I've always said, but it's hard to convince.
No, player cards do not affect a slot machine's payback percentage. Slot machines are programmed with fixed payout settings that are determined by the casino and game manufacturer. These settings are regulated and cannot be altered dynamically based on whether a player is using a loyalty card. Player cards track your play, how much you bet, how long you play, and on which machines to reward you with comps like free play, meals, or hotel stays. They help casinos build customer profiles and encourage repeat visits, but they have no influence on the machine's odds or outcomes. In short, using a player card neither improves nor worsens your chances of winning. It just helps you earn rewards for the money you're already spending.
Now, I understand this is completely unsatisfying. No, it is. People, are like, I'm certain of it. And, let's just end the discussion by my recommending to you, as I've done in the past, don't use your player's card. End the problem. It won't affect your play if you don't use it. Is that a double negative? So, just stop using it and it's over and done. There you go. Now, you would lose the ability to earn rewards, but what's more important to you? Having reassurance that your card's not in it. And, I can say things like I've, always used my player's card, except a few times when I was making a video for you. It's just one less thing to have to do and take your time to see. But otherwise, I always use my player card, and I've won just fine. Believe me. Okay, so let me back up a little bit. Yeah, I sympathize, DK Caro. I sympathize. Who done it and why? I like that $100 free play I get. That's an interesting conversation. I have lots of things to go over on that topic. Let's see. Yeah. George had said responses may need validation. Hi, I'm your validation. And Len says, is there another known casino publisher? We did that. Steve says, can casino regulate jackpot payouts? We went over that. They regulate it because the gaming commission says you must regulate it, and so the regulation comes from the state. George says, I mean, this is going back and looking at some of those answers. An early question for ChatGPT was that AI statement proves that the jack drop function can be engaged to raise payouts used to keep a casino in check with its percent payout for players according to gaming compact agreements. Yeah. Jack drop is so as I've discussed in the past, there are slot machine manufacturers. This is the first tier of support for casinos, but there's also a second tier, third tier, fourth tier of vendors that the slot machine manufacturers use, or the casino go directly to the casino to use. So second tier, third tier, etc. And those individuals are trying to sell these packages, software packages that could be add-ons to the software that's provided along with the slot machine to the casino. So the casino is running one operating system that comes from slot machine manufacturers, but these other vendors provide add-ons. I've done group slot tournaments where casinos adjust machines for group play. Yeah. But then, it's not a slot machine. Again, these are jumping all over the place, but they're good questions. If you're in a slot tournament, you're not winning money on the machine. So it doesn't have to be regulated. It's, you're going up on the scoreboard for how you did, and there's no money involved. It's only when you get on the scoreboard high, then you are allowed to maybe pull something out of a pigeonhole, like a key to a car that might fit the car. So it's not directly that way. Questions. How do casino management? Okay, I'm going to say we type that up. How do? Otherwise, you might go on for. I say she. The question is, how does casino management work? And from Steve. So let's put that into the chat. Go back to ChatGPT. Where are you? There you are. And 150 words or less. How does casino management work? Well, I think it might have gone quite a bit longer than 1 minute.
Casino management oversees all operations to ensure profitability, regulatory compliance, and customer satisfaction. Key departments include gaming, slots, table games, finance, marketing, security, surveillance, hospitality, and human resources. The general manager leads the casino, while department managers handle day-to-day operations. Slot and table game managers monitor performance and staff. Marketing teams attract and retain players through promotions and loyalty programs. Security and surveillance maintain safety and monitor for cheating or theft. Finance manages cash flow, audits, and reporting. All operations must comply with gaming regulations set by state or tribal authorities. Effective casino management balances customer experience with risk control and profitability.
And so some of the other questions I've asked has led to understanding that answer a little better. And Magpie has a question. I wish I had a way to quickly copy this. Copy. Wow, there's no option for that. Let me see if I can do it anyway. Still hearts. Okay, so I can do that. I will ask it to keep it to 1 minute or less. And here is the question to ChatGPT. So if you, I'll let it, sorry.
To build strong habits and consistently leave with your winnings, set a clear win goal before you start playing, such as doubling your bankroll or reaching a set dollar amount. Once you hit that goal, commit to cashing out. Create a habit of walking away, even if it's tempting to keep playing. Use tools like a win-loss journal to track results and reinforce discipline. Some players set a leave with half rule, pocketing half the jackpot and using the rest for continued play. Avoid chasing bigger wins. This often leads to giving it all back. Celebrate your win by physically cashing out and leaving the casino or switching to a non-gambling activity. Turning this into a routine builds a positive long-term mindset and prevents regretful losses.
Magpie is great. Join Slots Labs just to talk to her. Am I wrong? I am not. That's a great question, a wonderful answer. Thank you for asking that question, Magpie. Also, I want to mention to my other moderator, my moderator, Chuck, who's here today. Chuck, did you hear her say, So we have these side conversations in the people who are in the Slots Lab group. There is a weekly meeting at 5 o'clock on Mondays, that specific time. It's 8 o'clock Eastern time, but it's not really necessary because I've offered a free use of a Volley app that allows you to ask questions at any time. And if I'm sleeping, I won't get it till I wake up. But then you can just ask questions at any time and talk to one another. And it's basically how group coaching takes place. Keep asking these questions. I have a feeling that despite my kind of like talking about some of the answers, we're not, we don't have a high rate of questions. So maybe we'll get a few more. That's what I was advised by another AI about ChatGPT. So I'm going to ask Magpie's question there, but I'm going to put in 450 words or fewer, so it sticks with a 1 minute answer. And let's go. See how I just trust Magpie to not even reading her question first?
When Vegas casinos face drops in hotel occupancy and gaming revenue, they ramp up marketing to attract visitors. Common techniques include offering discounted or free hotel stays, free play credits, comps, meals, show tickets, and player loyalty bonuses. They may target past guests with personalized email offers or tiered rewards to encourage return visits. Casinos also host tournaments, giveaways, and special events, concerts, celebrity appearances to create buzz. Partnerships with travel sites and influencers help drive tourism. Non-gaming attractions like restaurants, nightclubs, and spas are promoted to bring in broader crowds. Once guests are on site, casinos use signage, app alerts, and player club incentives to guide them to the gaming floor.
Okay. So yes, common techniques, not just Las Vegas, everywhere. Email flyers and all that. If your casino is big enough to have a a players club. Some are too small, or it's just that one casino. But then if it's a Caesars property, how many people are on that email list? 3 million more, 100 million? I don't know. So yes, good question. And did I miss any? I don't think I've missed any questions. Let me go back through. Again, thank you for the donations. It's very much appreciated. George. Okay. George had a question back a little ways ago. And I will see if I can copy that out. Drop it into here and paste it in. So I have a record of it, and then paste it into ChatGPT. Question is, can ChatGPT recommend numbers to pick in roulette and Keno for favorable outcomes? Sorry. No.
No, ChatGPT and no one else can recommend specific numbers in roulette or Keno that will improve your odds. Both games are pure games of chance with outcomes that are random and independent of previous results. In roulette, each spin is unaffected by past spins, and in Keno, number drawings are randomly generated. There's no pattern to exploit. However, some players use betting strategies in roulette, like betting on red-black or using the martingale system to manage risk, but these do not change the house edge. In Keno, choosing fewer numbers, 4 to 6, may improve the odds of winning smaller prizes, but still doesn't beat the odds. For both games, the best strategy is to play for entertainment, set a budget, and not chase losses. There are no lucky numbers that improve your chances, only responsible play and knowing the odds.
So, George, you may need to go into ChatGPT and change your question. Add one word. Can ChatGPT recommend numbers to pick in video roulette and Keno for favorable outcomes? If that's what you want to know. I'm not going to ask it here because we got the answer. And also, there's a law, 10.040, paragraph 5 in the Nevada Revised Code that says games, electronic versions of games which have a physical presence cannot have odds different from that physical game. So video poker is poker. The game that's being played in the video machine is the game, the odds on the floor as though you're using cards. There is no adjustability. But that's Nevada. I've checked every gaming statistic, every gaming regulation. How do I say this? Massive level of effort. Before I became popular, every week I would look at one state alphabetically and go through its slots gaming regulations. I got all the way through 56 of them, which is 13 months, and then said to myself, there's so many questions I need to look up on all the others because I learned so much doing it. So I went back through it once a week, 13 months, and I got at the end and I'm like, I need to go through it again because I learned more this time. And I need to check to see if what's missing from the ones where it's not missing from some of the later ones. So I went through it 13 months again. And then just to be certain, I went through it 14 months. And now I'm starting again. It's going to be part of this in the later section of this video podcast, etc. So it's been about 5 years of weekly study of slots gaming regulations. Do the job, right? Try to do a good job. So I was always taught. Jerry, okay. Let's see if there's a question here I can ask when searching. Okay. George has something to say about Danville, Virginia. New casino was the highest priced rooms in town. Yeah. casinos don't make money on hotels. They partly because they're giving a lot of them out for free. And now let's go to Jerry. Again, I want to limit it to a 1-minute answer. Otherwise, it could go on for quite some time. So let me add in 150 words or less in front of your question, Jerry. Yeah, I can already see some errors, but here.
In online social sweepstakes casinos, slot return to player RTP rates can differ from traditional or real money online casinos. These platforms use virtual currencies like gold coins and sweeps coins and are designed primarily for entertainment, not direct gambling. While real money online casinos are often regulated with published and audited RTPs, usually 90 to 98%, sweepstakes casinos aren't always required to disclose RTPs or follow the same strict regulations. This means the actual payout percentages may be lower or vary more widely. Additionally, since players aren't wagering real money directly, these platforms may use different math models for games, focusing on extended play rather than return optimization. Some sweepstakes casinos aim to simulate real casino experiences, so their RTPs might be comparable, but there's no guarantee. Always read terms and reviews carefully. Transparency and fairness can vary across platforms.
Okay, so it says it isn't, and then it says it is, and then it says it isn't. Feel free to ask the question and look over this question and then maybe ask some follow-up questions. This interview is over because I've hit my free plan limit. As I said, that could happen. It's responses to, we'll use another model until your time resets after 1:44. So it's I'm done for 4 hours. That's the questions that I get. And so we will move on to the next section. And actually, I wanted to talk about, so I have a website. This is it. If you go into one of these articles, any article, you will come over to all the way at the bottom, or actually on the side. If I open it up, are my links to my community, getting help, consultations, YouTube channel here, and 30 days and Slots Labs, my foundational course and my advanced course. If you need links, or you can go to courses.professorslots.com. So I'll be careful clicking these links in the chat, because if you click it, you might exit. Oops, there it is. Oh, no, I won't copy. Come on, copy. There we go. And then if you want, that's my website. If you want, it's professorslots.com. And this is the courses page. And then if you want to go directly to my Slots Labs to take a look at what the curriculum looks like, come on, you can do it. Good question, George. I'll get to it in a second. You're welcome, Jerry. So let's go directly to Slots Labs. And so, yes, well, what I am doing is, and so in the first week, we had the Zoom meeting, and I upload the Zoom meeting for you to watch later at the end of the lesson, which I'll do for each of these. And so you can watch it a year from now, or take the course again, as many do. And so, you know, if you're interested in this, there is, in fact, let's see here. There's a coupon code for half off. It only applies to the one-time payment, and that's UR Special 888, all lowercase. and no dashes, no spaces. So we'd love to see you in the course. One of the things I want to mention is, let's see, remove that, add this, is in Ohio, there was a nearby store called Gambler's Paradise. That's what's on the building. These days, it's called Ohio River Slots, and I highly recommend this place as a place to buy slot machines, including video poker. You won't go wrong here. I've talked to the owner. My neighbor got a slot machine from him, showed me how to reprogram it. Secondhand, Chris had shown him how to program. He showed me, these new arrivals. This is where you go. And the reason why I say that is they will talk about delivery, but there's legal information. And I see these people selling slot machines, and I'm like, you can't deliver except to some states. And then there's limitations, like has to be 25 years or older in other states. And then prohibited, red in these states. It's really important, as it says here, to inform the customer. Now, I like Chris because this is not illegal, but if your state is prohibited, how close is the state line? He'll meet you on 10 feet on the other side of it and help you load your truck. So if you do want to know more about this, do check with Chuck. Excuse me. Sorry, Chuck. Do check with Ohio River Casino Slots. I'm going to drop that into, actually go back to the page, and I'll drop that into the chat. I am not an affiliate. I make nothing from your purchase. I just think, I service my customers, and I want you to be treated right. Not that others wouldn't treat you right, but, knowing the legal status, how important is that? Like, really important. So earning comps, let's move on to the next section. Each one of these live streams, I talk about some interview or something. I have 2 more interviews in mind. We'll see if I can get them to commit. And then, if you have a suggestion for an interview, something that makes sense, do let me know. I would love to interview, the vice president of Aristocrat, but he does. That's not something that's going to happen. But I live in Reno, so there's possibility I could talk to some. See, it's complicated legally for a business, but and will they have answers? They might have a lot to say, but will they have answers? And so it's like ChatGPT. Those interviews, as interviews have been so far, it's going to be, well, you contradicted yourself there. Although some people are better than others. In any case, I have an interview. Then I talk about one of my strategies. I'm on the third one, comps being a way to win. And then I'll talk about a state. Today is Arizona. That's what's coming up. So let's talk about comps. Earning comps or complimentary gifts is a winning strategy employed by millions of slots enthusiasts, from offering free slot food to food to free or discounted travel. Casinos' loyalty programs give you all kinds of gifts or comps. As a gambling goal, comps as a gambling goal, everybody has a gambling goal. For some people, that laudable goal is not to gamble at all. Others want to make money, to take home more than the bankroll they arrived with. The largest group of gamblers is those who are there for entertainment value by gambling a small bankroll along with their friends for a fun night out. Whatever a gambler's goal for visiting a casino, using a player's club card while gambling earns complimentary gifts or comps. Such comps can include dinner, gifts, trips, and much more. But the overall level of comps provided depends heavily on how much an individual plays. Comps earned are based on two factors: tier level within the club and how much they have played or recently spent. Consider the typical annual cruise complimentary casino gift. An annual 3-day cruise for 2 people, including 1 stateroom, is awarded to slots enthusiasts who achieve a second to top tier level in the Players Club. A yearly 7-day cruise is gifted to players who reach the top tier. Cruises are an example of one of the most extravagant comps within most players' clubs. Another is traveling comps, such as a 2-night or 3-night stays in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, or wherever, which, unlike cruise ship comps, includes airfare, room credits, and possibly a limousine to and from the airport. I have taken 2 cruises that were free. 2 cruises to Las Vegas. Took my sister the second time on both the cruise and the trip to Las Vegas. Gave her my complimentary card as a companion card as a 7 stars tier level, top tier in the Caesars Rewards program. And she was shocked. She had stayed off strip. She never stayed on strip. And, the limousine from the airport, I had her at the limousine from the airport. So I was glad to do that for my sister. So earning free play and slots play. Other comps are daily based on the amount of play and tier level rather than just reaching the top tier. The most common gifts are either related to food or free play. It's so common that casinos have a systematic approach to rewarding comps. Players used to routinely approach a host stadium to request a complimentary meal, which was often granted after the host checked the player's level of activity, or they were strong-armed, which I have seen and kind of like, it doesn't look like that's a fun job telling somebody no, but they do it enough that they're able to do that. But now players check club kiosks throughout the casino, and while the host may no longer have a job, they don't have that awful job of telling somebody no, who doesn't want to hear no. No way, no how. So if a sufficient balance with a kiosk, if a sufficient balance in earned points exists to earn a complimentary meal, they visit the casino dining establishment as directed and use those club points for a reduced cost or a free meal. Otherwise, a kiosk can inform a player of a promotional meal, which also happens. Kiosks are yet another example of workforce reduction, which casinos are implementing to automate their operating systems. Questions? We are meeting a week from Monday. We're not meeting on Memorial Day, Magpie. Magpie is asking about Slots Labs. No, we are not meeting Monday because it's a holiday. I am having a live stream on Memorial Day weekend now, and I do that because I skipped it a couple of years ago. I've been doing these for years, and people want to be a bit, they're driving someplace and they turn on the live stream and they want it. And so, I'm here on my holiday, but you are on your holiday, which is fine. I kind of go with what people want. Okay. So, the next time we meet will be a week from Monday. I think that's June 2nd. Best time to join the labs is now. When am I going to offer it again? I don't know. A year? 6 months? Best time to join is now. We haven't missed anything. It's only been the welcomes, and you can do that now. And then the homework needs to be done a week from this coming Monday, June 2nd. Now, you are special 888. And where's my button? There it is. And so many, gifts as big as a class. We have 12. So it's not too big. And we could actually go quite a bit more than that. And I have. So that's part of the reason why I'm not sure when I'll do it again. Maybe start up a list of people to sign up to be notified when the next one will be offered. It takes quite a bit of work on my part, and I'm breaking even with offering it. Seriously, I'm breaking even with offering it. And so, join now. Okay. Comps as compensation. Many slot players enjoy. uh, Chuck says, not a darn monkey in sight. Some of the byplay here is very common. Yes, it is okay to join. Who done it and why? Chuck is a friend of mine, as well as being a fan, and I've talked to him several times on my 20-hour and 30-minute drive on Thursday down to Las Vegas from Reno and back. And we had some incidences that I saw with donkeys. And now he's making a joke that we're trying to get me to laugh on a live stream. Yes, it is okay to join. Here is the link for you. And hopefully I'll see you there. Right. So comps as gifts. Comps as compensation. Many slots enthusiasts enjoy free comps. Food is an easy complimentary gift for casinos where whatever the player's tier level. Players at lower tier levels can occasionally buy their friends a nice dinner, perhaps once or twice a year. At higher tier levels, players can regularly receive free slot play. I think someone was saying, or was it George? Maybe somebody else, who done it and why? They love the $100 ones. But at higher tier levels, players may regularly receive free slot play. I've personally found this player's feature to be quite entertaining. I'll explain. I've tried to explain free slot play to non-gamblers. I say it's like using an ATM to withdraw money, only I'm never sure how much my withdrawal will be. However, I don't like that free slot play is usually restricted to a specific day or time. The amount of free slot play can be significantly different depending on the Players Club. The availability of free slot play isn't documented in the Players Club brochure, so the casino is then allowed to change it or eliminate it entirely based on the current economic situation. Choosing to invest in a Players Club may result in a financial investment in a club that offers a lesser return in terms of maximum weekly free slots play amounts. If you can't get the question that you answered at the Rewards Club, find a top tier player and chat them up, be friendly with them, offer to buy them dinner. Maybe that wouldn't be the best approach. Then maybe they buy you a dinner, and find out from the horse's mouth. Tools for maximizing. The next section is tools for maximizing comps. To maximize comps, focus on the tools needed to achieve a higher tier level while maintaining a high level of play. Use my slots winning strategies at the very least to cycle bankrolls through winning and breaking even slot machines. If targeting specific comps, consider how to achieve them. For example, a laudable goal is earning a free gourmet burger with fries and a drink on every 5th visit. Another component is an occasional visit to a casino restaurant with friends. If you focus on the 7-day cruise for 2, then that is also possible. However, it requires an investment in the Players Club to reach the top tier. Regardless of which Players Club player joins, achieving the desired level of comps means understanding how many points are earned for every dollar spent gambling. It's also essential to understand which comps are automatically provided. When might you receive a free slots play, trips, and cruises? How much of an investment is needed for each Players Club at casinos near you? I was just going over this with somebody yesterday who had signed up for a consultation, and I was pointing out, the lack of information on the website about that casino's player. It's Four Winds in Southwest Michigan. How the lack of information to protect themselves so they can change it at any time if they haven't committed to it and haven't put it in writing. So I advised him to either, as I said, go to the rewards counter, ask them directly, just us talking here, nobody's recording. Can you tell me what it takes to get into the top tier? Because all you say is what it takes to get into the second tier, not the third tier. If that doesn't work, then go find a high limit player and chat them up. So unfortunately, like I said, Players Club cards brochures often fail to explain how many points are earned per dollar and what comps might be available. While marketing materials may list points to reach a tier level, they won't explain the maximum weekly amount of free play slot play provided. Maximum free play varies with players clubs, where minor weekly differences can be significant when added up over a long time. When choosing a players club, research may be needed to determine which casino venue, if you have several around you, provides the best maximum comps. Given shortcomings in marketing brochures, the best approach is to ask a slots enthusiast who is already a member. And next section, assessing two players clubs. If there were two casinos in my area, which I had frequented with two different players clubs, both have the cruises available for the highest tier levels, both have trips available to their associated properties in Las Vegas. However, one players club provided an annual lease of a luxury automobile as its highest tier. This casino also had far fewer restaurants than the other casino did. It also had less influence on local businesses to obtain comps. The one casino, the other one, had a room at the what is the stadium name for the Browns, the Cincinnati football team. The casino, Horseshoe Cincinnati, has a room, and they use it all the time. So which would you choose? Do you not like sports arenas? Do you like the restaurant that's at the smaller casino players club? It depends entirely on what you want. It's an individual choice that should be made with care. It is possible to win $10,000 or to $15,000 annually in complimentary gifts. I have. For many, I've way overshot that, but I have done that. For many, it was their only compensation from a year of gambling. That was not my only compensation. But for many, it's the only profit they make. To do this, they spend all their bankrolls. Whatever jackpots they went back into one slot machine or another. All free play was spent. At the end of the year, they had two sources of income from gambling: income tax refunds and complimentary gifts. Remember that income tax refunds are only possible if gambling records are kept. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service states that you can deduct gambling losses up to the amount of your winnings. For more on doing this, I have keeping gambling records. If you buy Slot Slabs, I include two of my other courses. One of them is 7 gambling record keeping secrets, and it includes my spreadsheets. So, please be careful. IRS is nothing to be casual about. Disadvantage: comps are taxable income. Okay, a disadvantage of receiving complimentary gifts as compensation is that they are taxable income. I am not a tax professional, so please consult one as needed. That is my disclaimer, my legally required disclaimer. But all compensation is expected to be declared as income on U.S. income tax forms. I understand that casinos need to be quiet on this topic when issuing comps, but each gift has a fair market value that must be recorded for tax purposes. This is a negligible issue. Why? On average, most slots enthusiasts spend more money than they win. In their annual income taxes, therefore, they can deduct their winnings as well as the fair market value of their complimentary gifts, because it is still less than what this was spent if gambling records are kept. Continuing with the tax theme, complimentary gifts have monetary value and can contribute to a player's annual return. Many casinos report to their state-run gaming commissions that their slots payout percentage is somewhere between 90 and 93% for some months and years. My goal in educating slots enthusiasts is to improve your return to the point that annual percentage returns exceed 100%. Earning comps can significantly assist in reaching and surpassing a 100% return threshold. Therefore, it's the only profit slot enthusiasts see after a full year of play, many, and as a deliberate result, which they carefully target as their gambling goal. You need to decide for yourself if comps being offered by a casino are desirable or even wanted. It can also be challenging to determine what smaller mailer or flyer gifts may be made available throughout the year, primarily because casinos work very hard to select relatively high quality and valuable gifts. I mean, I had like 5 bread makers, and I'm like, enough of the bread makers. I gave them one Christmas. I gave them out to all different family members, and electric grills. Man, I had electric grills. Well, they were coming out of somewhere, but so it was, but they were very lovely. But there was far too many, and that I knew what to do with. Again, I regifted them to family members during holidays and birthdays. In summary, earning comps is the most common winning strategy. The first comp is free play when signing up for a player's rewards club card. Whatever a slot gambler goal, the use of a player's club card results in earning complimentary gifts. Did I miss anyone? Are we contacted by email? Hang on. Magpie says, I believe food comps are the easiest for casinos to give. Yeah. I plan to try a cruise comp soon. Yeah. Casinos are also matching other casino tiers. Yeah. Good information. Len, cruise lines are also, he agrees with you on that. Are we contacted by email? I have sent, if you are signed up to my email list, yes. I've sent out several emails on that topic, although it has been like a week since I did that. It's if you go to my website, it's at the top of the page. It says get your free report. And that's signing up to my email list, and you'll be receiving those offers then. Now, during the class, if you'll get my email, you'll be on my phone. You'll be on my phone because I'll be part of the Volley app, and so I could also send you an email. I just did that. Was it last night, to inform people that Memorial Day will be skipped, and that the next session 1 that's due June 2nd is now available. So there'll be regular updates that'll be sent out. Yes, by email. Yes. Okay, you're welcome. Okay. So on to the next stage. Again, Slots Labs, this is the code UR special 888. Don't know when I'm going to offer it again, seriously. And there's plenty of room. Let's have a party, man. Okay, let's talk about Arizona slots. And I want to switch over to Arizona slots. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is my webpage. And I kind of made it so that you could see it. Yeah, okay. So this is Arizona Slot Machine Casino Gambling. If you want to go to any state, U.S. territory, or federal district, you would go professorslots.com/ and the 2-letter postal designation. If you want to go to Arizona Slot Machine Casino Gambling, for instance, it would be professorslots.com/AZ. Okay. So Arizona Slot Machine Casino Gambling consists of 25 American Indian tribal casinos. They offer slot machines, video poker, video blackjack, and video Keno. In each one of these, I make it multimedia. My YouTube link, my podcast link when I last talked about this, those will be updated with today's video. Gambling age in Arizona, nothing special to see here. They have a gambling age for bingo and pull tabs, which is 3 years younger than land-based casinos. That might be of interest. There's gaming compacts that are the gaming regulation, where the gaming regulations come from, by working with tribes, the state of Arizona together come to a compact, and in that 21 tribes were added or did that in 1993. But then the Hopi tribe got an approved contract in 2017, and then in 2021 all compacts were amended and signed into law. Why would they be amended? Well, if you make changes was like using tickets, ticket in, ticket out, or coins, and you went to something else like the ticket in, ticket out, instead of having a big, remember the big cups you would hold with coins in them. These things need to be added to the compact. And somebody came into Bali. I will check your message shortly. These updated gaming compacts increase the total number of Vegas-style gaming machines from 20,000 to 30,000, representing a 50% increase, with periodic adjustments to maximum gaming machines expected based on population growth. As of this writing, there were 18,000 gaming machines in operation. These totals and limits include a mix of Class 2 and Class 3 gaming machines, which you should understand if you play at a tribal casino. But Class 2 machines are limited to 40 out of the approximately 1,400 machines permitted to each tribe. Now, one of the other side facts about Arizona, it is per slot machine per person ratio. The number of slot machines per person is the highest of any U.S. state. That's a lot of slot machines. It is legal to own a slot machine privately in the state of Arizona. So call up River, Ohio River Slots, and they'll send it to you. Yeah. Just don't use it for gambling with your neighbors. Because for that, you need a gaming license, or be in a tribal reservation, In 1995, following the growth of tribal gaming in Arizona, the state legislature established the Arizona Department of Gaming shortly after negotiating gaming compacts. Its purpose is to serve as an independent regulatory body with expertise in gaming. This tribal oversight committee is conducted in partnership with Arizona's 22 American Indian tribes. And its responsibilities expanded to include, in 2015, pari-mutuel wagering, racing, boxing, and mixed martial arts events conducted in Arizona. So there is also, commercial casinos that are pari-mutuel wagering. They don't have for slot machines. There's 25 casinos. This is a nice picture of where they all are. So you can look at that on the website. To the north, you have Utah. To the east, New Mexico. To the south, Mexico state of Sonora and Baja California, and to the west, California and Nevada slots. And that's where Arizona is in the U.S. I also have a Facebook group which you can join. It's all free, and if you like Facebook, and talk with others there about their local casinos. Now, theoretical payouts and return statistics. We had a question for ChatGPT about this earlier, but there is a minimum theoretical payout limit for Class 3 machines during the expected lifetime of the game, and including bonus games. So this is not per wager. This is over the lifetime of the game. It is 3 different ones for video Keno, 75%, for games of skill, video blackjack or video poker, 83%, and in the middle there for games of chance, Vegas-style slot machines, 80%. And return statistics are not available from Arizona. Okay. And that's it. And coming back to here, and questions here. Some person says, actually, the name is some person, says, it makes no difference if the theoretical return to player is per wager over the lifetime of the machine. Actually, it does. Let's say it's a brand new machine. Then it has to be within the limit. Or the machine is a year old and they set it low, so you couldn't win on it. Well, then they could raise the odds for a year. I mean, there's strategy in this stuff. Over the lifetime of the game, that means it means less than per play. But the brand new, just rolled into the casino machines, you got to watch. because they can't be set to win because that's illegal over the lifetime of the machine, and the lifetime of the machine is like 3 hours. These, I look at these subtle things. Okay. Yes, there we are. Oh my goodness. Right. So that's it. What a remarkable live stream. I'll see you next Saturday at noon Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific. In the meantime, I highly recommend you watch this video about slot slabs if you are interested in taking it. Again, it may not be offered very much or ever again. We'll see how it goes. And thank you, everybody, and you take care. Bye.